This one's wife, another financial fail. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Money is hugely important to this one's wife. As a somatic narcissist, money provides her with the opportunity to control people more readily. It enables her to assert control over people, nullify threats to control. This has been done repeatedly, of course, through the PR puff pieces. It allows her to hire security to make her look important when she attends events, thus causing fuel to come her way as a consequence of people responding to her presence being surrounded by security. In the circumstances, money, therefore, for those reasons and others, jewellery, fashion, clothing, etc., is hugely important to a narcissist such as this one's wife. And this is why she has gone after it with gusto. It's a residual benefit, but it impacts upon other aspects of the prime aims. It's well documented that their financial problems are mounting as a consequence of two factors: the level of spending that she engages in, and the fact that there's very little in the pipeline, wholly as a consequence of the lack of talent that she has, and the fact that nobody wants to hire her because she's seen as disastrous for brands. Now, Daniela Elsa, writing in news.com.au, reports, calculations reveal a bleak picture for the Duke of Sussex, who has seen one of his biggest projects slammed as a financial fail. Now, if this is accurate, this is further bad news for Harry, not least in terms of his personal finances, but also, of course, of his relationship with this one's wife. As a narcissist, she does not love him. She thinks that she does, but she does not. Take it from me. We do not do love. We have no emotional empathy. What she has is a need to control him. And he's only attractive to the extent that he can be controlled, provides lots of fuel, character traits, and residual benefits. Any of those things become a problem, then he runs the risk of being shipped out and replaced. She targeted him because the narcissism recognized that he was easy to control and that he came with lots of fuel. He's quite an emotional individual, along with some very tempting character traits and residual benefits, far beyond that which this one's wife had ever had the opportunity to lay her sticky mitts on previously. And therefore, in terms of what she had had exposure to, she had very much hit the jackpot. This meant that her narcissism wanted her to get hold of Harry because he represented a treasure chest of advantageous aspects for her vis-a-vis the prime aims. And lo and behold, her narcissism cranked into top gear to ensure that through lashings of spicy poontang and false compassion, that she made him fall in love with her. And thus he became ensnared. And part of his attraction was the fact that he had a title and he had money. Now, King Charles has done it, writes Elsa. He's done it 6 times, Prince Philip too. There was this one's wife, of course, Sarah Ferguson, did it on 45 occasions. The Duke of Windsor did so when money got tight. The Duke of Kent in 2022. Princess Michael of Kent has had a crack. Princess Alice, the late Duchess of Gloucester, did hers at the age of 90. The British royal family might hardly be better known for their love of slaughtering small birds and extramarital shagging than an abiding yen for great literature, but somehow the House of Windsor's various members have managed to put out nearly 60 books in the last 70 years, and only some of them have pictures. The biggest name on that list, the one who managed to storm the charts, make it into the Guinness World Records in 24 hours, and whose sales figures had more zeros than a Nigel Farage meet and greet, Prince Harry. When his memoir Spare debuted in January last year, it almost immediately broke records faster than Usain Bolt after sculling several Red Bulls, seemingly ensuring that Harry's Heart on His Sleeve tell-all was a ring-a-ding success. Until now, that is, with a new report labelling the book a financial fail. Paula Froelich, a former long-time Page Six deputy editor, now writing for the fast-growing US cable network News Nation, did a deep dive into the highest-selling autobiographies of the year. Taking into account the hardcover price of the book, the number of hardcovers sold, and how much the Duke was reportedly paid up front by his publisher, Froelich calculated that King Charles's younger son would have to sell more than twice the amount of books that he did in order to earn back his advance. The Duke of Sussex's title sold 1.2 million hardcover copies, according to Nation. However, it would have had to sell 2.7 million hardcover copies for Penguin to come out even. According to Froelich, hardcover sales account for 80% of book sales, so it's a good determinant of whether a book did well or not. Reports vary as to how much Harry might have been paid as an advance for Spare. However, Nation takes the number to be 9 to 10 million US dollars. That is 1/4 of the US dollar 35 to 40 million that Entertainment Tonight says is the value of the Duke and his wife's reported 4-book deal. Even working with this estimated advance figure, which is much lower than many other reported estimates, such as the 20 million US dollar figure cited by the Times and the Telegraph, he did not sell enough hardcover copies for the publishing giant to recoup the cost of the advance, according to Nation's calculations. Penguin Random House overpaid, Froelich writes of the Duke's deal. That's not all, however. There are unfavourable numbers from elsewhere coming out for Sussex Inc. Just over a year ago, smack bang before Christmas, the Sussex's debut TV series Harry and This One's Wife was all over the streamer. The escapee couple had done it, having made nearly 6 hours of television, which the Duchess labelled a love story, and others found to be a viewer endurance test, watching two people self-indulgently raking over the coals of a malignant family bust-up. Comme ci, comme ça. Anywho, when the series came out on Netflix, like Penguin, wasted no time in doing some very loud gloating, banging out a press release revealing that Harry and This One's Wife was the platform's biggest documentary debut. Even before the Sussex's first check had cleared or the film crew had removed all the boom mics from their faux Tuscan Monty Shit Show monolith, countless stories were running in outlets around the world about just how well the Sussex's series was doing. Hip hip, hooray. But then comes a but. Deadline later reported, based on total viewing minutes, the series was its second most watched doco, with the Duke and Duchess's show, them reliving their various travails and having to resort to borrowed private jet flights, being beaten to the most watched top spot by the Tinder Swindler. Oh, the irony of another narcissist beating this narcissist. And just as an aside, if you'd like a brilliant breakdown of the Tinder Swindler and his victims, you can get that finding those relevant videos amongst my many videos about narcissism. Then Netflix became all open and honest with their data, putting out a whopper of a spreadsheet revealing that the Sussex's series was the 217th most watched show on the platform, behind something called The Sea Beast and Season 2 of Peppa Pig. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have proven that they are sensational hires for a company hungry for a huge injection of publicity and a migraine-inducing problem for their bean counters left to juggle profit and loss statements. And this sums up This One's Wife rather well. She creates a lot of heat, but it dissipates so quickly. This suits her, because by creating a lot of aggravation, by garnering attention, she gathers lots of fuel. And that's all good for her, But what's it good for anybody else that is bankrolling her exercises? It isn't. Just because lots of people talk about it doesn't translate into them necessarily watching it. And as we know, many of the people that read Spare, many of the people that watched their series, were engaging in grudge viewing, in that they wanted to see what lies were being told. They wanted to examine what disastrous behaviours were being exhibited, rather than having an actual interest in them and their lives. The problem is, they generate all of this publicity, but where does it actually lead? The book and TV numbers reflect the Sussex's content's lack of staying power. The world's fascinated by the couple, but when they put something out, once the hot flare of interest is over, once all the sound and fury and smoke and all the hubbub of the press and social media dies down, public interest in reading or watching whatever they have made evaporates. And that's so very typical of certain narcissists, because it's the smoke and mirrors, the creation of an illusion. Think about those of you that have been ensnared by a narcissist, how initially you were totally wowed by this person, bowled over by them. And then as time went on, and particularly once you'd removed yourself from the ensnarement, you look back and think, I don't actually see what all the fuss was about now. They weren't that special. They weren't that amazing. I thought they were, but I realised that was a combination of the illusion and my own emotional thinking. This one's wife is like that. She creates this sound and fury, which gives her the fuel and allows her to control. But go behind the curtain, and there's nothing actually there. And this is what is the problem for those that are putting money their way. At first, just like the narcissist presents to a victim, it all looks very exciting and enticing. She's high profile. She's famous. She has all these tales to tell. Get her signed up. She'll be able to provide us with oodles of content, and the public will lap it up. Oh no, we didn't take into account that she's actually a rather unlikable individual. Oh no, we failed to take into account how difficult she is to work with. Oh no, we failed to take into account that she is a narcissist. And thus it results in another financial failure. It demonstrates how this one's wife has no staying power because she has nothing to offer other than an illusion. And whereas certain narcissists carefully maintain that illusion, drip feeding it to an adoring public, not breaking the mystery, she has given so much so soon and allowed so many people to work her out that it means that there is no staying power, no desire to engage her further, and, once again, another financial failure. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.